Oh hi, and welcome to my very first video on my channel Sadnessful, where I review films and TV shows and give my opinions that no one really cares about, but I will give anyway. Now, for the very first video on this channel, I knew I had to choose a film that I was going to be passionate about, so I thought, what better film than the 2018 sci-fi thriller Freaks, the film that I absolutely
hate,
sorry, hate's a strong word.
despise.
I watched this film for the first time about a few years ago, and I considered it my least favorite film, and I decided to torture myself for this channel and watch it again. And spoiler, it's not as bad as I remember, except for one thing that in my opinion completely tanks the film, but you have to watch later on in the video to see what that is. But without further ado, let's get on with the video about Freaks. Spoilers abound. So Freaks follows the story of Chloe, who's 7 years old and never left her house. She's kept hidden away by her father, Henry. The reason being is that they're special, and if they're found, they'll be killed. The story is from Chloe's perspective, so because of that, in the very beginning, we're not really sure if we can trust Henry. He's a bit of a, let's say, a lunatic in her eyes, and in the viewer's eyes, he has a bunch of locks on the doors, he has all the windows covered. When Chloe acts up, he locks her in the closet, as one does with children. We don't really know if he's being genuine or if he's actually crazy. But it doesn't take too long to figure out that Henry's just actually being genuine and trying to protect Chloe, because in this world, those who are considered special actually have superpowers and are seen as freaks. Hence the title. Those who are considered freaks are seen as dangerous and are hunted by the government and typically killed. One sure way to tell if someone is a freak is if they start bleeding from their eye, which typically happens when they use their powers. God, don't you just hate it when your eyeballs just start randomly bleeding? Of course, with being locked up for 7 years, Chloe really wants to go outside, and at one point, curiosity just gets the better of her, and so she leaves the safety and comfort of her home to go to the ice cream shop outside. As one does. There she meets a very creepy old man who tells her, hey, you can get all the ice cream you want as long as you just hop on into the truck with me and help me out. With no survival instincts whatsoever, Chloe hops up in the truck and helps out the old man, and after talking with him for a bit, finds out that that old man is her grandfather. The creepy old man tells Chloe about her mom, Mary, who her and Henry both believe to be dead. He shows her a picture of her mom, and Chloe low-key recognizes that woman as the ghost in her closet. Ghost, you say? Where did that come from? Yeah, so Chloe keeps getting woken up throughout the night by a woman in her closet who just keeps screaming, and Chloe believes to be a ghost. After the creepy old man surprisingly lets Chloe go home, she has the photo of her mom, and that night, when she's woken up again by that screaming woman, she goes to her closet, and with that photo, she does in fact recognize that screaming woman to be her mother. It also clues us in that this is actually not a ghost at all, but rather Chloe's superpower, which she hadn't realized she had at that point. Skipping. I'm leaving a lot of details out so that if you really want to, you can still watch the film and enjoy it even after I trash it. I promise we'll get there. Anyways, Henry eventually finds out that the creepy old man is talking to his daughter, so he captures him and ties him up, as one does. Henry also finds out for the first time that Chloe has powers as well. Chloe's powers allow her to telepathically visit other people. She can even recreate the setting that person is in for her and other people to see, and that person she's visiting can see Chloe as well. She can also mind control people, and boy does she do that, and boy we will get there. The climax of the film is Chloe trying to help her mom escape from prison while Henry and the creepy old man distract the government agents outside who have surrounded them. Wait, what? What's happening? So yeah, I'm skipping a lot here, but the creepy old man, I can't keep calling him the creepy old man. His name's Alan.
What did she do now?
Shut up, Alan!
Alan, who wasn't lying about being Chloe's grandfather, surprisingly, tells Henry and Chloe that Mary is actually still alive and just in prison. Chloe is able to successfully help, oh my god. Okay, I need tea. It's cold. I knew it was gonna be cold. Ugh. Anyways, Chloe is able to successfully help Alan. Oh my god, what is going into me? Chloe is successful at helping Mary escape from prison, but in the process, Henry and Alan both get murked while buying her more time. Mary then uses her power of flying to reach and grab Chloe, and the film ends with both of them escaping together. Okay, so that was a lot. I will say that while watching the film, the sequence of events does make more sense than probably how I laid them out here. The twist of Mary still being alive and Alan being Chloe's grandfather do make sense in the film. They don't just come out of nowhere. The story does build into them nicely, and upon a rewatch, the characters' actions make a lot more sense, so kudos to the film for that. Now let's be positive before we get negative about the film. Let's start with what I actually liked. Surprisingly, there was a lot that I liked. There was a lot of good things about it. I do like how in the beginning we don't really know who to trust because we are from Chloe's perspective. And the father to us kind of seems like a crazy old man. This kind of seems like a standard, oh, the outside world is scary and bad, you need to stay in here. And so we think, oh, he's just crazy in the outside world. It's probably not that bad, but in reality, it is. And Henry's 100% genuine. Henry is 100% in the right. And literally everything he does is so smart and so carefully planned. And we'll get there. I also thought it was a really cool choice that the camera is from the perspective of Chloe as well. So it's always from her eyeline. So you're always looking up at things. You're always looking up at adults, which really puts us into Chloe's shoes, which I think was really smart. The powers, I would say, are also very unique. Now, I'm not the biggest superhero fan. I don't read a lot of superhero comics or watch a lot of superhero shows and films, so maybe they're not as unique to other people, but for me, I thought they were very cool. I like Chloe's powers more than just telepathy and mind control. She could actually recreate scenes, and the way they shot those scenes were really cool as well. So Henry has the ability to slow down time, but what he does that I think is unique is that he creates a bubble around him, so he is still moving like regular time, but everything around him is very slow. He actually creates a bubble around the house that he and Chloe live in, which slows down time around them, but for them, it's been 7 years, which I thought was a fun little twist that I didn't see coming. It makes a lot of sense, especially given what we know about Mary still being alive and Alan's actions, that for them, it's only been a few months, but for Henry and Chloe, it's been 7 years. Mary's powers are also really cool. She can fly, but it's more than just flying. She can fly and basically create an explosion anytime she takes off or lands, which I thought was fun. Alan's superpowers are invisibility, which is kind of boring immediately, but the other 3 powers I think are a little bit more fun, have a little bit more interest to them than just normal superpowers you see in most shows that have superpowers. Oh, I said superpowers a lot. Sorry. The characters in general also feel very complex and they're very flawed, very raw, I would say. They make a lot of decisions that I would say aren't necessarily the best, but they make sense for that character. Alan, for instance, he tries to use Chloe to break into the prison so he can save Mary, which is evil. I would say it's pretty horrific that he would just use a child, his own granddaughter, to get to his daughter. It makes sense, I would say. It's very flawed and he makes a lot of dumb decisions that I think doesn't make any sense, but for him, it makes sense. For Henry, the decision he does, it makes sense. For all the other characters, the agent, the mother, what they do makes sense, except for one. Henry is by far my favorite character because literally everything he does is so smart. He's the most smart character there and no one listens to him. I also love the world building in general in this film and I thought the twists played off each other very nicely. Now, I know I just went over a lot that I liked about the film, so what on earth can I possibly not like about it? And like I said, it's just one thing. It's just one teeny, not quite a teeny tiny aspect, but there's one thing that I think truly just makes me dislike this film, and it's Chloe. Chloe, oh my God, is the most annoying protagonist I've ever watched in either film, TV show, even book. I've never met a more annoying protagonist, and for me personally, she absolutely tanks the film, which is frustrating because besides like Chloe, like I said, I really liked a lot about this film, and there's just so much potential there, but because of her, it kind of ruins it for me. Now, I do need to quickly say that I think the actress who plays Chloe, Lexi Kolker, I'm gonna go Kolker. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Phenomenal actress. I think she plays Chloe very, very well. It's very realistic to the type of character that she's trying to portray. It's how Chloe is written that's the problem, not the actress. I also feel that now is a good time for me to do a disclaimer. These are my opinions. I am literally just some random guy who has no foot in the film industry whatsoever, talking about a film that most people actually like. I kind of seem to be on the minority end in that a lot of people love this film, and I can see why they loved it. I think there's a lot of potential in it, but for some reason, I'm the only one who seems to be bothered by Chloe. But I'm hoping that after I give my opinions, you'll be bothered by her too, because I need other people to also be bothered by her. This really is just for fun for me. Anything I talk about, I change. It's just a fun exercise. So please don't hate me. Hate Chloe instead. But why do I hate Chloe? Why does she, of all the other things that are actually really good about this film, ruin it for me? It's like I said, she's really annoying. She's very ratty, and she has literally no situational awareness. It's mind-boggling. And I get she's 7, okay? I get that she's sheltered, and I get she's a child, and so yes, children are going to make emotional decisions. I'm not going to make the most logical sense. But there is so many times where there is plenty of evidence to her that the choices she makes are just beyond stupid and just beyond mind-boggling. So at one point, Chloe really wants ice cream, and she keeps yelling at her dad to get her ice cream. And so her dad says, fine, I'll go. I have to go and get supplies anyways. So he goes and he gets supplies, and when he comes back, he's shot.
Forgot the ice cream.
Don't you realize I almost just died?
Like, he's literally shot. He's literally shot, and all this girl can care about is ice cream. What are you doing? Like, it's just like, Oh my God, like he's literally bleeding out. He goes into the kitchen, he tries to avenge himself, and she goes through the freaking cart to find the ice cream. When she doesn't, she's mad. Like she could care less that her father is quite honestly almost dying right here. Could give absolute two shits. And I'm just like, okay, like I get that she hasn't had a lot of things in her life and she probably hasn't had ice cream a lot, but really? Ice cream over your father? I mean, well, I can't have ice cream more because I'm lactose intolerant, but I love sugar. Okay. So I can maybe get it a little bit, but I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. Like, couldn't you have her react to her father being shot first? And then when she realizes that, okay, he's going to be fine, he's going to live, then you can go and have a look for the ice cream, be disappointed, which then leads her to go outside. But no, rather than taking care of her father, he's okay, she gets mad at him, annoyed that he didn't get her ice cream when he was shot. And then she leaves him basically to die. Literally, her dad's passed out and she could get two shits. Also, can I just say that like, I'm not a hair and wardrobe person, but does this look like hair extensions to you? Like right here, I'm just thinking they look like hair extensions and they look really bad. I don't know. Maybe it's real. I don't know how long hair works. I've never had long hair. Like it looks like it's so short off to the sides and in the back and in the front. It looks like she has short hair and then they added extensions under, I don't know what I'm saying.
Is that a bad guy or a good guy?
What do you think?
He bleeds like my dad.
Literally just gives away her father's a freak, so nicely done, Chloe.
I hate you. You're not my dad anymore.
Baby, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to protect you.
You're a liar.
I'm not lying to you. I'm so sorry.
Literally, he just comes in. Like, I feel so bad for Henry and this demonic daughter. He just tries to come in and talks to her and apologizes. And she's like, I hate you. I hate you. Like, like he has done nothing but try to protect her. And this is how he's treated. It's just, I feel so bad for him. I get it if she thought her dad was lying and that she thought, oh, I'm special. There's no one out there that's going to hunt me. But like, he's not lying, and she has seen firsthand that people who are special are hunted and killed. So she has plenty of evidence to know her dad is not lying and has been telling the truth the whole time, yet she still is angry at him. And it's also not his fault. She doesn't have her mom. It would be different if he was lying to her that her mom was alive, but even he thought she was dead. So again, what has he done wrong here?
I said stay in the closet.
Please let me out.
This is for your own good. I'm trying to keep you safe.
Let me out.
Chloe! Chloe! Stop! Chloe, stop!
She literally tries to kill her dad. Like, tries to kill her dad. And I get she's being locked up in a closet and she's just trying to break free. But like, you couldn't have done anything else? Like maybe put the drill in his leg or arm or like something. But no, she went straight for the kill shot. Purely psychotic, like purely evil. Like there's something wrong with this child. And again, up to that point, everything she's seen has proven that Henry is right. She's being reckless. She's being dangerous. She is putting herself and Henry in danger. And yet she tries to kill him. I can't with her. Everything bad that happens in this film is her fault. And I ain't even gone all the other stuff. Like there's so many other cases or other scenes where she makes just the worst decisions, and Alan and Henry both get killed because of her bad decisions. And I'm just, what I would have done about Chloe is I just wouldn't make her so annoying. Maybe all the bad decisions she does that leads to other bad things that happen is from a state of confusion, not anger. I think that's the core issue here, is that everything she does is from anger. She's always angry, and I get like she has this pent up rage of being inside, but I just wish it more came from confusion and frustration rather than anger. And I feel like there's a difference between frustration and anger. And just when she's so angry all the time, I don't sympathize her. I don't care for her. And to me, she's the bad guy. She's the villain. I read different interviews from the directors and writers, and I didn't really get a sense that she was supposed to be the villain. Like to me, everything would make sense here. Everything, this whole film would be fine if this was a villain origin story. But even from the director himself, Adam Stein, he says, and I quote, "People have asked, do you mean the ending needs to feel like a sequel? To us, we didn't think of it that way at all." So this is like a one and done, which is cool. Love one and dones. We don't need to like milk movies with sequels or anything like that. But because it's not a sequel, what I take that is that this is the end of her story, kind of. Obviously, not in that universe, but for us, the end of her story. But this was a villain origin story. Like that final shot where she's staring angrily at the camera. I'm like, why are you mad? Like, you should be mad at yourself because Henry and Allie are dead because of you. But this was like a villain origin story, and this is one of the worst villains in this universe. That would make more sense because then we see why. She's just kind of born bad and things that happen rather than being like, oh, this is my fault. She takes it out on everybody else, even though those things happen low-key because of her. But it's not. So because she's not supposed to be the villain and we're supposed to sympathize with her, I think it's hard to because she's so angry and just is right to like hate Henry and tries to kill him. And it's like, why? Like, again, you could have, I feel like there could have been things she could have, like, they could have done with her that would help. I don't know if I'm making sense. Does that make sense? I think we're supposed to root for her, but she's not rootable at all. In the film, there are characters that say, oh, freaks are boring bad. And she kind of proves that. Is that supposed to be there? Is that supposed to be like a nuance of like, oh, are people boring bad? Are they not? But again, I just, based off the interviews I read, I don't get the sense that that's the case. Like, I truly think we're supposed to root and sympathize for her, but I can't. I guess if I were to rewrite this, I would honestly keep most of what's in it because I think it's really good. I think it's well done. It's just Chloe. Everything she does, I wish it came from a state of confusion and frustration. Like, no one's listening to her. No one's really acknowledging her. She has been sheltered her life and been told that she's not special. She's someone who should be ignored. And that's frustrating to her. And I get that, but that's, to me, that's not how it comes across. She's just angry that she's not getting what she wants versus being mad that you're not being acknowledged versus being mad you're not getting what you want are two very different things. One's bratty and more annoying and one's more sympathetic, and they went with the annoying option, it seems. So that's how I would change it. Or just fully commit and then make this the villain origin story and like make it clear she becomes a villain. That would be cool. But yeah, that's my review of Freaks. If they just made Chloe less insufferable, this will probably be one of my favorite films. But alas, she's insufferable to me. Okay, to me. Maybe not to you. Is she though? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. If you've seen the film, please let me know. Was Chloe annoying to you? What did you like about the film? What did you not like about the film? What did you think of my thoughts and suggestions? Until next time, bye.